2025 is looking to be an insane year for gaming, especially for RPG fans, with a lot of amazing releases coming out next year. In this video, I'll go over 5 RPGs that I believe are a must play in the coming year. Of course, if I missed a game that you think deserves a spot on the list, let me know in the comments. Also keep in mind that this list is in no particular order, as I believe all games are interesting for different reasons. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First off, we have one of the biggest releases of the year, Monster Hunter Wilds. Just like in previous titles, players will traverse the world hunting monsters, gathering resources and crafting better gear to face increasingly powerful enemies. Of course, each encounter will require careful planning, as every monster needs a unique strategy and loadout to approach them. Fans of Monster Hunter World will definitely feel right at home, but Wilds will also introduce several innovations which will excite the fans of the series. In terms of weapons, all 14 weapon types from previous games will make a return, including swords, lances, axes, and many more. The game introduces a new type of mount, Sacred, which will aid in exploration and traversal, and can also be ridden in combat, definitely spicing up the fights against monsters. Wilds also features a new Focus mode, where players can target specific body parts of monsters, allowing them to really exploit enemies' weaknesses. The exploration also seems to be very innovative, with a dynamic weather system which heavily affects the environment and ecosystems. For example, sandstorms will restrict visibility, making it harder to track monsters, while thunderstorms might boost certain enemies, making them stronger. The different weather conditions require the player to adapt to each environment and plan each hunt appropriately. Just like the previous game, Wilds will feature a co-op mode with up to 4 players, where you can explore and hunt monsters with your friends. One major change is the introduction of 100-player lobbies, making the world a big social hub where players can interact, form groups, and take on hunts with other adventurers. If you prefer solo gameplay, the game will also offer an option to hunt with 3 AI-controlled hunters, making it accessible to all playstyles. Next up, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is the direct sequel to the first game, set in the 15th century Bohemia, where you can take a role of a blacksmith seeking revenge for the murder of his family. The developers have confirmed that the players will not have to play through the first game to enjoy the story, making it a great entry point for fans of medieval RPGs. The game promises to be large in scale, with a world twice the size of the original. It features 2 major regions to explore, offering a very detailed and immersive depiction of medieval Europe. The world will be filled with large cities, smaller towns, and castles, drawing inspiration from real-life locations, adding to the historical authenticity. The game puts a strong focus on player choice, giving them freedom to shape the path of the protagonist. Each decision will influence the story and how NPCs react to you and your actions. For instance, your character could be a noble, helping those in need and following the law, or he could take a more cunning approach, resorting to thief and deception. Every action will have consequences, meaning that stealing, for example, could lead to arrests or fines, affecting how NPCs interact with you. Regarding combat, the mechanics will feel similar to the first Kingdom Come Deliverance game, but the developers promised an easy-to-learn and hard-to-master experience. While beginners will find the combat easier to learn, players will still be able to master complex combos if they want to enhance their fights. The game will still focus on one-on-one battles, but this time with more weapons available to the player. Aside from swords, players can also utilize crossbows and certain firearms, with weapon crafting also being a large part of the game. Overall, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 seems to make a huge improvement in all areas compared to its predecessor. With its stunning visuals, deep RPG mechanics, and ability to shape your own path as a protagonist, it has the potential to be one of the most immersive medieval RPGs on the market. Another title that fans have been waiting for years is Avout, an RPG set in the same universe as Pillars of Eternity. The player takes the role of an envoy sent to investigate a mysterious plague called Dream Scourge, which has begun to spread across the world. Rather than featuring a fully open world, Avout offers players large explorable zones, each of them with a unique look and feel. As a high fantasy RPG, the game allows players to use various melee weapons, shields, guns, as well as magic, making way for a lot of interesting combinations. Side quests play a major role, but what makes them really stand out from other games is the player's ability to start them in multiple ways. You are able to begin quests by running into them naturally in the world, rather than looking for specific quest markers, heavily encouraging exploration among players. The game will feature a lot of customization options. Players can create their characters, pick abilities and skills, and even upgrade the weapons they want to use the most. While the actual character races are restricted to a human and an elf for story reasons, the players will be able to customize their appearance and even certain attributes to start with, which could later have an impact on the gameplay. In terms of gameplay, Avout promises a complete RPG experience. The player will be able to interact with NPCs around the world through various dialogue options, with some characters being able to join the party, each bringing their own set of skills. The game is also set to feature multiple endings, depending on the choices the player makes throughout the journey. In summary, Avout shows a lot of similarities to Skyrim, putting a lot of emphasis on freedom and exploration, though on a smaller scale. If you enjoyed the Bethesda title and are looking for a similar high fantasy experience, this game could definitely be of interest for you and keep you busy for a while. The next game is Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft's highly anticipated entry set in feudal Japan. The game features two protagonists, Naoe, a shinobi specializing in stealth approaches, and Yasuke, a brutal samurai favoring open combat. As with previous games, AC Shadows will incorporate references to Japanese history, including some major figures like Oda Nobunaga. The game will offer an expansive open world with a dynamic weather system affecting gameplay. For example, rain will restrict visibility, favoring stealthy approaches, while snow will freeze certain areas, making certain paths inaccessible and creating slippery surfaces. The world will be filled with small towns, villages, castles, farmlands, as well as hidden secrets, promising a lot of exploration for players. Despite the major shift in gameplay that the franchise introduced years ago, AC Shadows makes a return to classic stealth mechanics. Naoe will be equipped with a grappling hook, shuriken, and kunai for silent assassinations, and can also destroy lanterns to create darkness for cover. Players can also knock out enemies instead of killing them, and even move underwater with a bamboo stick to remain undetected. All those mechanics show that Ubisoft wants to cater to long-term fans of the franchise, so anyone that missed the true stealth feel of the series should definitely give the game a try. In terms of progression, the game will feature a leveling system, where players can unlock new skills and abilities with points, allowing for more varied combat. However, the game also introduces progression for weapons. Each weapon will have its own skill tree, allowing players to upgrade and master specific gear. The latest information suggests that the game will be getting rid of the Season Pass system as we know it, and will offer a lot more free content. While it is not yet known if there will be a replacement for that, it looks like Ubisoft is listening to the community, and could deliver a more player-friendly experience that fans have been waiting for years. Finally, we have Elden Ring Night Reign, a spin-off which was announced at this year's Game Awards. It is set in an alternate version of Limgrave, but it is not actually connected to the main story, and it's not even considered canon to the Elden Ring universe. Instead, it focuses more on multiplayer, specifically the co-op aspect, with survival and fast-paced combat elements. The players will be able to choose from 8 unique characters, each of them with their own unique abilities and powerful ultimates. Players can be joined by 2 more squad mates, and then explore, collect weapons and gear, and face challenging enemies together. At the end of each day, the map will shrink and players will face a powerful boss. After surviving 3 nights, they will confront a Night Lord, an even stronger enemy that drops unique relics used to upgrade equipment. From what we have seen so far, it looks like Night Reign will have a lot more survival elements than the main game, with a few similarities to the Battle Royale genre due to its shrinking map. It also will offer a much faster paced experience, which is the completely opposite of traditional Souls-like games. The developers promised high replayability, so despite the game being shorter than the mainline titles, it aims to keep players engaged for a long time. Night Reign is definitely a must-play for all fans of Souls-like, as it makes a lot of references to other Dark Souls games. The trailer already teased the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3, and the director of the game hinted that creatures from other universes such as Sekiro and Bloodborne might also make an appearance. Now, while the game is definitely set to release in 2025, no exact date has been announced yet. However, there will be a network test in February, meaning that anyone who's interested in the game will be able to test it out early. So that's it for the video. Let me know if you're looking forward to any of those games, or is there another RPG you're excited for that didn't make the list? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content about RPGs and gaming, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.